If you keep missing people from your past, it doesn't mean you're weak, confused, or ungrateful for what God is doing now. It means your heart is processing a season that truly mattered. God never denies the reality of love, connection, or impact. What he corrects is our tendency to believe that because something once felt meaningful, it must be permanent. Some people were real, but they were not forever. God allows certain relationships to touch your life deeply because they help shape you, awaken parts of your heart, and prepare you for growth. But preparation is not the destination. God often uses people as instruments for seasons we don't yet understand. They walk with us through healing, loneliness, discovery, or transition, and when the purpose of that season is complete, God begins to shift things. Their departure doesn't mean the relationship failed. It means the assignment ended. You missed them because they were connected to a chapter where you were becoming something new. But God never removes without reason. He removes because remaining would eventually restrict where he is taking you. Many times what we call missing them is actually missing how life felt during that season. You may miss the laughter, the emotional safety, the familiarity, or the version of yourself that existed back then. That doesn't mean going back would bring peace. Familiarity is powerful, but it can quietly keep you stuck. God loves you too much to let nostalgia replace obedience. He knows that if you returned, you would trade growth for comfort, and he refuses to let you shrink just to feel safe again. God removes people when alignment is lost, even if affection remains. Love alone is not enough to sustain a God-ordained future. Some people connect to who you were, but they cannot support who you are becoming. When God starts elevating you spiritually, emotionally, or mentally, misalignment becomes unavoidable. You didn't change for no reason. God was maturing you. And when maturity comes, certain connections naturally fall away because they can't keep pace with where God is leading you. Missing them doesn't mean you misunderstood God's voice. It means you loved deeply. Healing does not erase memories. It teaches you how to carry them without letting them control your direction. Even when God removes someone, your heart still needs time to release what once felt important. That process is not rebellion, it's grief, and grief is allowed. God does not rush healing. He walks with you through it, even when your emotions don't immediately match your faith. Sometimes God removed people because they became distractions from your purpose. Not all distractions look negative, some look comforting, familiar, and emotionally satisfying. But anything that keeps you emotionally anchored to the past can quietly delay your obedience. God knows what you would sacrifice to keep them, and he removes them so you don't sacrifice your calling. What feels like loss is often protection you don't recognize yet. You must understand this. God never asks you to return to something he already freed you from. The enemy will use longing as a weapon, reminding you of the good while hiding the reason it ended. God, however, remembers the entire picture, what drained you, what confused you, what limited your growth. Trusting God means trusting him with both what you miss and what you've forgotten. He sees what you couldn't see while you were inside the season. Missing people from your past often means God is closing the emotional ties, not reopening the door. Closure doesn't always come through conversation or explanations. Sometimes it comes through understanding. God heals by revealing truth, not by restoring what would harm your future. What you feel now is not an invitation to go back. It's a signal that God is finishing a process in your heart. There is also a deeper reason you feel this longing. Transition. When God moves you into a new season, the old one sometimes pulls at your emotions. Change can feel lonely before new connections arrive. But loneliness is not abandonment. It is space. Space for new strength, new discernment, and new people aligned with who you are becoming, not who you used to be. God does not replace people as if they were objects. He realigns your life with connections that match your assignment. The next relationships will not feel the same because they are not meant to repeat the past. They are meant to support your future. What God is preparing will not require you to beg, explain yourself, or shrink. It will meet you where you are going, not where you've been. So if you're missing people from your past, don't condemn yourself. Bring those feelings to God honestly. Ask Him to heal what still feels tender and to strengthen your trust in what He removed. You are not being pulled backward. You are being released forward. And one day you will thank God not only for who left, but for who you became because they did. This season is teaching you how to move ahead without resentment, without regret, and without needing to reopen doors God closed. What's ahead requires peace, clarity, and freedom, not emotional attachment to chapters that have already ended. Trust God enough to let the memories stay in the past while your faith moves forward.